Hello everyone, this is White Wolf. I wanted to do this quick impromptu and just talking about being focused on oneself's development and your growth, your expansion, the change inside of you, and always embracing where the journey is going to take you, where your resonance is going to take you, but also knowing that it's an infinite number of journeys with infinite number of configurations, with different archetypes, with different ways of looking at perception itself and looking at your life. And just always focus on your free will and embracing that free will and embodying that free will and understanding it's your free will to live here, to have a beautiful life, to have a brand new life, and to also expand upon the present moment that you are. And if you're always focused on your self-development, if you focus on being that individuation of creation, if you focus on tapping into that unconditional love and that oneness, you'll be able to deliver that oneness to somebody. Now, we're all just ushering this assistance, this help, this service to others, and debunking the service to self. And when we always focus on the development, we're focusing on our growth, we're focusing on the maturation of the soul, and we're focusing our precision and our way of thinking, but also projecting different emotions, projecting different thoughts, and also allowing ourselves to always receive. And reception is key, and visualization is key, and opening up is very key when you allow yourself to be vulnerable so that you are able to receive, so that you can perceive differently, so that you can think differently. But also you're just tapping into your energy. You're tapping into your full embodiment of your channel. You're allowing yourself to channel the resonance, the truth, the divinity inside of yourself, and generating the element of surprise, the element of allowance, the element of acknowledgement. So when you acknowledge the things that are very true within your life, but also the things that develop that sense of emoting properly, but also that sense of that divine feminine that wants to be sourcing through your veins, because you realize that that is the fertility egg of creation that gives life, that allows the masculine to be what it needs to be, and allow everything to be as it is and allow it to unfold in front of you. If you have that within your tool belt, you're not going to try to control everything, but you're going to be the vehicle of source, and you're going to be just like the car that drives itself and gives you that drive and gives you that initiation, but also it gives you that sense of discipline that this is the way that you want to feel all the time. This is the way that you want to emote all the time, but also bring attention to the things that matter. And if you give significance, if you give love and resonance and prosperity within yourself, because prosperity is a state of mind. That's why I'm wearing red today, because red is a symbol of prosperity. But it's a state of mind. It's a state of how much you love yourself and how much you love others and how you want to care for others and how you want to bring forth this message of kindness, of being compassionate, having unconditional love, but also understanding the development and how you're changing and growing and your personality is shifting and you're not reactatory, but you're being more proactive and seeing through the illusions and trying to debunk that false self. And whenever we go against something that is true or something that makes sense or something that really allows us to grow, there's always resistance, and we always hit a brick wall, and we always assume this certain pattern that we are. And when we break that pattern, there's this different sense of cause and effect, because we're changing the causes and effect, and we're also changing how we feel experientially, but also changing the experiences themselves and altering the timeline or altering the way that we feel within that exact moment. And if you allow yourself to alter your life in every single moment and realizing that you are what is projecting the life, what is giving life to itself, you are the creator and the vehicle and the vacuum and the vortex of your creation. You are the container. And you just have to clean up that filter. It's kind of like a pool. If you have a lot of leaves in the pool, you just got to dump out that old filter, that old record that you play within your mind, and also get rid of that programming and find a new program and a system that works and fits within your vibration. And then it starts to make sense to you, and it starts to dawn on you that it's really about how you empower yourself past your motivations, but also how you empower yourself past how you should feel, or in choosing honor over your emotions, but also choosing the right decision for yourself. And it's not really right or wrong, but what feels vibrationally in alignment with what you want to channel and what you want to bring forth. So it's thinking about, what can I do to be of service to someone today? What can I do to love someone today? And what can I do to better myself, but also progress along the spiritual journey and focusing on my development. And your development means you're focusing on everything. You're healing your unworthiness. You're healing the way that you have a relationship with money, but also you're healing the way that you perceive and that you project. And also you're healing the way of your unworthiness or your lack, or how you feel about your own masculinity and your femininity. And you're making a distinction between the two. So you're making a distinction between what is real and what is not real, because reality itself is not real. It's an illusion that we project into this creation. So if we're always focusing on what we don't want, then we're not going to have the things that we do want. If you keep focusing on eating something that you don't like let's say that I like spaghetti, but you keep eating spaghetti. So if you want to make a different dish, then throw that spaghetti out and make a different dish and make chicken parmesan instead of that. But most of the time people just always play it safe and want to keep eating that said thing, which is not adding more value, and they're just kind of playing it safe and staying within that current configuration of energy. And that's when you got to spice it up, and you got to seek, and you got to look inside of yourself and see, where do I want to go? What is my vision? What do I envision myself doing? But also, what do I want to attract to myself? And how do I want to expand upon the present moment? And how can I elevate that and make it more pure and make it actually real? If I have the ability to keep always having the thing that I want in my life, that I keep eating or keep feeding my spirit or keep doing the same patterns, then I have to keep breaking those patterns and being aware and things of that nature. And you allow yourself to be aware of every type of thought that goes against you, every type of emotion that makes you feel bad, every time that you keep doing the same actions expecting the same result. And what is that called? It's called pure insanity, and most human beings do this. And it was funny because this message came very abruptly and it came very quickly, and I usually make a TikTok and then that kind of generates the message. But the message was, focus on your self-development, embrace your free will, and embrace who you are. Love yourself so much that you will always force yourself to make the most aligned action, but also to see how you can change the cause and effect, and how you can make a domino effect within your life, and it sets off this chain reaction of spontaneous combustion, and then it allows you to see all of the breadcrumb trails that are kind of falling into place, and it's unfolding in front of you. And that's what's beautiful about it. It's literally following you. It's actually being attracted to you. It's actually chasing you down, not you chasing it down. And that's the one mistake that we make. We think that we have to chase all of these things down, and it's not chasing them and being forceful and feeling like we have to do something totally out of alignment and totally out of character, but we just have to do something that's getting rid of the old stale personality that fits within that reality. So changing our personality and having a more vibrational attitude and emitting that frequency and projecting it inside of this awareness here and now, and just declaring that I am. I am because you are, and you are because I am. And when you allow yourself to do that, that means that you're seeing the inseparability, you're seeing the singular truth that surpasses all understanding. And you see that it's all interconnected and interwoven with what is being delivered to you right now. That's why we're all awakening. That's why we're coming to this understanding. That's why we're all awakening and building our gifts and progressing at this accelerated rate, so that we can bring so much to civilization on how to live, on how to, create more and generate more wealth and generate more from the psychic standpoint, and using those manifested abilities, but also using a technique of thinking, using a technique of how you meditate and what is destined for you, because you can be completely different from me. I do meditations and healing energy, but maybe that's not what you do. But do what you do and do it to the best of your ability, because that's what makes you who you are. That's what makes you your own unique vibration. And if you do that and you're very thankful towards that, and you understand that you have a goal and you have a mission and you have a drive, and the one question that always happens within your life is that you always ask, why am I here? What am I doing here? Where is my life going? How is it happening? How is it going to happen? I'm getting lost in the details. And then that's when you just kind of stop it for a brief moment and just take an account in accordance and knowing that the divine will give you the blueprint and the coordinates to fluctuate through your system. So a lot of us are going through periods of acceleration, but also a detox within this, and being under ground zero and knowing that we're under construction and we're not a finished product. So we're getting prepped, we're going through this metamorphosis, and a lot of you are having like such healing energy sourcing through this live right now. A lot of you are healing right now with these words. But it's not the words that I'm saying, and it's not because I'm saying the words, but it's the energy that are attached to the words that I'm proclaiming and declaring with authority, with truth and resonance. We think that people, like, sometimes people think I get on here and I just want to hear myself talk, and that's actually besides the point. But someone is hearing this, and someone's getting that energetic download, or that new DNA, or that new thought process, or maybe they don't know because they've never been given a permission slip to think differently. And then it allows them to kind of assess what they need in their life, and it kind of gives them that outlet. Everybody needs an outlet. I try to feed my spirit with the things that bless me. And that was my training, is really just to accept the blessing, emulate that blessing, and walk in it. That means walking as the anointed, as the prophets of this new generation, and really standing firm and not letting anything try to dictate who you are or come into interference. And we're clearing the energy of disturbance and interference and attacks, psychically. And that's why we protect ourselves psychically. But it's also just in the sense of like, how can I carry myself today? What decision can alter my life right now? I have the ability of choice. I have the ability of thought. And I can literally change the way the energy is now, and I have the power to do so. But you can adopt that in any scope of your life. You can adopt that in any fluctuation of your life or progression of your life. And just like stop for 1 second and just think that I have the power to overcome this. I can accomplish something in the infinite realm of possibilities, but we always don't think that we can accept opportunities courageously. That means buying that lottery ticket at the gas station. It means just helping your neighbor move that couch real quick. And sometimes it's like I literally moved a pond frond from the road one time, and God told me to do it. And literally I went to the gas station and I won like $100 because I moved that pond frond that was in the road. And they were saying, if you do this, you will be blessed. But if I didn't have the faith and be like, that sounds really stupid, that sounds so idiotic, that sounds ridiculous and redundant and irrelevant, right? But then I had that faith and I had that obedience, which allowed me to make that manifestation come to fruition. Because I listened to my heart's resonance. I listened to who I was supposed to be. And that made it more powerful and more in resonance, and it made it more alive, and it made me understand a lesson of discernment and obedience and faith, and really listening to what Spirit wants from you and allowing Spirit to use you as a divine instrument, because you're becoming the scientist of spirituality. That's how you develop these hypotheses and theories, and you experiment with your enlightenment. That's how you become a creator. That is how you experiment with everything that is present and that is here and that is now. So that was my opening for the live feed. I know that was a lot, but I wanted to let you guys know you can book private sessions, and I will be going live later doing readings, healings, activations at 9 or 10 o'clock. So feel free to do that. Also book private sessions with me. It's $70 for 1 hour, $60 for an hour for healing sessions, and also 30 minutes for $30. For $40, excuse me. So this message, and also we're going to do healing energy as well. We're going to do healing energy as well to kind of wrap this in a beautiful bow, and understanding that you are a living, breathing organism, and that you are a little particle accelerator that's going to plant many different seeds so that it comes to fruition, so that you're aligning to your soul family and your soul tree, and you're aligning to the spiritual origination that manifested you before the dawning of mankind, before you incarnated here. So that's what you're coming back towards. You're coming back towards your soul's wisdom, and understanding that you're here to bring your prophetic visions in your imagination, and also the things that you project, and also the things that you tap into. Like, let's just say that you had an energetic download like I did earlier. They were reconstructing my legs, my heart, my chest, my abdomen, and like almost as if I was a robot, but they were kind of tweaking the way that I think and the way that I project and the way that I feel most of the time. So that prophetic message allowed me to be geared up for this message. So that vision, I experienced it, maybe not in this form of the physical sense and the physical focus, but I was able to experience it in the non-physical focus, tapping into my own transcendental consciousness. And then I brought it to life and brought it to the creation and the sharing and the delivering of this earth plane, like right here, right now. And then it allowed you to see, like, okay, I am here experiencing this spiritual experience, but am I the one that is generating this spiritual experience? Am I the one allowing it to flow through me? And also your guides and your higher self offer you divine assistance. And it's really just the very fact that you're just being built into a system, into a divine support system, so that you're able to support others and support what you need to support within your life. Rather it's your family, your friends, or maybe there's people that you need to be of service of, and you just kind of go with it and you finally walk in it because you know that's the most honorable path, and that's the most path of not least resistance, but there is a sense of dignity in it. There's an integrity in that because you're allowing yourself to become that God in that creation and that prophet fully realized, to hold their own and stand in their authority and know what they want when they desire it, but also to bring forth and see what everybody else wants and desires and wants to manifest into this creation. And that's how we all come together as a group consciousness. That's why we're all coming together and receiving from one another and kind of understanding each other without having to be in close proximity to each other, because we can see that luminosity and that light radiating from everybody, because it's all interwoven and interconnected, and it's all a part of a plan that's been set before us. So there's this big plan for us to awaken and to become alive and to be looked as gods and revered as gods. It's the golden age that's coming up into this awareness to allow us to really tap into who we really are, and not selling ourselves to society, to the way that we eat, to the way that we are most of the time with thinking and emotion, and feeling like we have to fall into the trap and actually be non-dual and be an independent awareness of its own self and of its own nature. What I mean by independent awareness is that you are literally becoming the astral projection of the visions, the manifestations, the energies, and being able to interpret those energies because of your master intuitive nature. So you can interpolate the energy, you can align to the energy, you can become the energy, and then you can have that deep sense of self-realization and actualizing the energy that you are aware of and becoming. And it allows it to be pure. It allows it to be your channel and your authentication of God's source energy. It allows you to become that in every way, shape, or form. And it's just really tapping into power and carrying that torch for the next generation, different wave of prophets and energy and alignment that's coming forth. And that's why we need to develop new teachings, because the old teachings have not been very beneficial, or they haven't been used for so long. And some people are going back to those old teachings, but we can develop our own sense of teaching, our own sense of delivering, and our own sense of sharing, and also making sense and bringing light to certain issues within this earth plane. Rather it's unhealed child trauma, or rather it's finances, or maybe it's a lack of awareness. Maybe it's only a self-awareness of this name that you adopted, and not being indoctrinated, and finally being free to do as you please, but live the life that you want, but also channel that and knowing that it will come into balance and it will be authentic. And you're channeling that autonomous knowledge because it's not coming from a book or an article or a person, but it's coming from your own sense of awareness. It's coming from your own sense of your heart and what you're aligning to, projecting towards, but channeling that wisdom so that everybody can finally become who they want to be. And you can be the permission slip and the reason why somebody awakens today. And that's why I do all the things that I do, and that's why So let's do the Kundalini energy of creation. So you're going to feel an abrupt release is going to feel spontaneous. You're going to tap into your energetic combinations, but you're also going to tap into your heart fully and tap into the resonance of your heart and tapping into the energy of your heart and allowing yourself to follow your desires and allow them to be pure and allow them to just represent what you're projecting, but also what you're attracting to yourself, but also allowing yourself to change the cause and effect in the direct experience of how you experience the I am presence. Archangels of love and light, who's willing to cleanse us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth, and northeast, south, and west. And we're going to ground, ground, ground. And we're going to call in the divine feminine power of creation. And in this moment, we're going to feel as the butterfly coming out of the cocoon and going through that metamorphosis, but also breaking free and tapping into our willpower and having that installment of freedom and faith and wonder and imagination and the realm of choice and accepting opportunities courageously and trusting our talents in changing times and learning how to adapt to our environment. Learning how to adapt to the flow of energy. If something presents itself and it seems like it's a little rigid, it's a little tough, it seems a little challenging, just know that you can change your perspective and change how you react to it and change how you experience it. Focus on that development. Focus on being cognizant and aware of how you're able to cleanse that, but also heal that and find the root cause of all of our issues or problems and allowing yourself to be the resolve of all of them. And there's a rush of joy from your inner child. So there's a rush of joy. So smile, laugh even, because we're designed to smile more. It takes more muscles in our face to frown than to smile. And know that someone is thinking of you while you smile. Know that Source is thinking of you. Source is thinking of the wonderful things that are coming into your life and thinking how to work with you and how to build the strong foundation within yourself. And also we're going to tap into the Black Panther's energy, because the Black Panther is an ayahuasca ceremony without having to have an ayahuasca ceremony. So the Black Panther is going to enter our being and release the toxins and give us an energy clearing, and also giving us such a cleansed aura, cleaning the filter, the vertebrae, the chakras, and also just giving you the ability to feel as if you flushed your system. And allow you to see yourself without form. Allow yourself to see yourself without form, without a struggle, without an issue, without a thought, but also without a body. Then what are you? You are the I Am Presence. You are consciousness itself. You are God's source energy manifested in the human form. And seeing yourself as that non-physical essence will help out balance the physical ways of perception, because there are a lot of ways in reality and being human that's very beneficial for our journey. So we don't want to lose it completely, then we're imbalanced. But balancing out that individuation of creation, but also allowing it to be pure, to be strong, but also to have a sense of unity and wisdom and bringing things together, but also coming from a grounded standpoint to where you're not just veering off and just sitting in your room meditating all the time, but also being able to enjoy life more and to balance out your spiritual life with the regular reality that you're in. And then psychologically, that will be healed as well, of your worthiness or your lack or your fear and anxiety will also be healed as well. And you'll learn how to take a deep breath, you'll learn how to relax, you'll learn how to tap in and use that as your guidance mechanism, but use that as your intuition to know, like, that may not be a good choice that I react in that way. And if you do react in that way, you're able to observe it and look at it and get past it. But this is just to activate and to elevate the energy that you're currently in. We're going to tap into this universal love and know that we're connected and know that we all have the same goal in mind. But to do things out of a kind-hearted nature, to do things out of love, to do things out of honor and grace, and having forgiveness, but also completely letting go of what seems to be false or safe, instead of really just taking that chance and that obedience, wanting to be that channel of everything. And just allowing yourself to become that. Using yourself as a vantage point of enlightenment. Seeing yourself as enlightenment, seeing yourself as that representation of that energy that you want to become. But just go your own way and lay out your own path and lay out your own journey at the end of the day. Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to be edgy. They want you to be rebellious in a loving way, but not in a teenager kind of way. But be rebellious in a way to where you're not going to tolerate a narcissistic way of living or certain people, certain ways of socializing or certain ways of using your money, certain ways of projecting and reacting and conjuring up things from the past that don't need to be here now. But be your most authentic expression. Be the destiny fulfilled. Be a free thinker. Be a dreamer inside of the dream. Allow yourself to be without baggage, to not have a past that was traumatic, to not assume that your past lifetimes has any bearing over who you are now. With this healing energy, allow it to just make more sense of how you should be, of how you should develop, and go at your own pace, and just seek your ass off to the point where you're just always on point. You have consistency and you have repetition and you have discipline and honor to follow your alignment above anything else. To find that enlightenment above anything else. To know yourself once again above anything on the face of this planet, in doing it to be spiritually alive, to be fulfilled, to be happy, and to just be the truest, infinite oracle of love, light, and wisdom. Everybody take one last deep breath. Exhale. And so it is. And my foot was asleep the entire time I did that. So my foot felt like a slab of beef on a kitchen floor. So like my foot was asleep the entire time. You're welcome, guys. That's what it's for. No, it's fine. It always happens when you sit in the yogi stance. But it's fine. But that's what makes it impactful. That's what makes it powerful. That's what makes the inspiration come through you. Is that you want to heal, you want to learn, and you want to progress, and you want to be the best that you can be. But it's not like thinking that you're better than everybody, but it's just really thinking like, I can do much better. I can do better than what I'm previously doing now, and just do that thing that you know that you need to do. So thank you guys so much. I have a client in 20 minutes. I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this live feed, but also you can book private sessions with me. It's 1 hour for $70, 60 minutes for healing activation codes downloads, and 30 minutes for $40. So book a time, date, and day. You can email me on my TikTok, whitewolftheoracle, on YouTube, and BitChute, whitewolftheoracle 23 _ @ symbol. and Instagram whitewolf4741. So if you guys also I'm doing a live at either 9 or 10 o'clock where I'm going to be doing readings, sealings, activation codes, downloads, and things of that nature. So I want you guys to just understand that your development, your alignment, your truth, and understanding is really just what's going to get you to the next point. Is your development, is growing each day, is receiving each day, is wanting more out of yourself each day, and wanting more out of your existence each day. And if you just give your time to that, everything will start to change more drastically. So Alex, I do them over the phone. I can do like Facebook, Instagram, and other ways of doing the appointments and things of that nature. So yeah. So I want to thank you guys so much. God bless. Namaste. Thank you for your gifts. And thank you guys for receiving on the live feeds that I do on the other things. Don't forget to smile, because Source is thinking of you, and Source loves you, and Source will always guide you to where you need to be and what you need to do within your life. So stay edgy, stay pure, don't be afraid to take risks, and just be honorable. And God bless, and namaste.